everybody, guys. Oh, there's a lot of happy couples in here tonight. Guys, I'm getting divorced. Woo! 2 people are happy. 1 lady went wah wah. I can see where the crowd is at. So I'm getting a divorce. I'm okay. It's gotten better. One of the reasons my ex-wife gave me for divorcing me was she told me that I was not physically attractive enough for her. That was what she told me. Now, I heard some groans. Relax, okay? I understand, because she got into bodybuilding later in our relationship. So she got really big into being a cunt. So that was... Yeah. Now you guys are asking, why do you get a big cunt muscle? What exercise do I do? Evidently, you lift other guys' dicks. So I'm doing much better, is my point. But when she told me that, it sent me, because I used to weigh 285 pounds. Like, I was a big dude. And so when she sent me that, I triggered my body dysmorphia. If you guys don't know what body dysmorphia is I don't see myself the way other people see myself. I still see myself as that fat kid. And thank you for laughing, sir. A therapist tells me, she's like, well, let's find your trigger. So one of the triggers was my sister. My sister was always a big trigger because she used to make fun of me a lot. And she used to sing a song to me that went a little like this. My name is Ricardo, I am a retardo. I live on the 55th floor. I pee on the steeple, and then I eat all the people. And they go, hey fat boy, why are you eating us? Because my name is Ricardo. She would just sing this all day long. So that triggered it, but it's okay because I may have lost a lot of weight, but she's still an idiot. Like, I'm okay with that. She's 43 years old and still doesn't know how to do basic fractions. Like, she called me yesterday and was like, what's 2/5? I don't know what mom drank while she was pregnant with you that has caused you not to be able to do fractions. And then the other trigger was when I was 8 years old. Because when I was 4, I was a big kid, considered a big kid, just big. And then when I was 5, people were like, the kid's gonna have diabetes. Like, that's how big I was. I was just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. So in 8th grade, or 8 years old, they, at school, were gonna do physical exams. It was the first time we were gonna take physicals where they take your height and weight. Now, I'm freaking out because there's 3 fat kids in the class. There's Omar, there's Carlos, and there's me. Now Omar's out of the running, the fattest kid, because everyone knows Omar is going to be a homosexual one day. So he's out. Like we were too little. Like, we couldn't make fun of him for being gay and fat. So he's like, he's gay, we're going to stick with gay. Like, Omar likes dick, so we know that can't be fat. Like, so Omar's out, it's me and Carlos. Carlos and I, we hated each other because we were both we always thought the other one was fatter. And now we're gonna find out. Because this is 1989 and nobody gives a shit about your healthcare privacy in the 80s. So the nurse just like wheeled the scale to the middle of the classroom. It's like, pow! Away, you little fuckers, let's get up here. So the nurse comes in, she takes the scale, she has an assistant, and again, she's calling out. She could just be like, Angela weighs 53 pounds. You can drop that down, good. But instead, this nurse thinks she's at a goddamn cattle auction, and she starts going, Angela Cohen, 58 pounds! She's just sitting right there. You could have just whispered, like you could have leaned. So she's yelling out the weights. Everyone knows now everyone's weight. So we're all there. Carlos goes and weighs in. Carlos steps on the scale, and the nurse yells out, 124 pounds. Yeah. That's a fat fucking 8-year-old, you guys. I'm feeling good. I'm like, I don't weigh 124. This kid's huge. Like, I got this. Like, so Carlos weighs in, they start running through the numbers, or the kids, all of a sudden they get to Angela Pena weighs in, and I'm next. So they're like, Ricardo Rocha, and like, I stand up. When I stand up, the class just stops. Because they're like, oh shit, we're gonna get proof one of these kids is the fattest kid. And they got super excited to make fun of us. So I start to walk up the scale, a little bit confident, and I step on the scale, and the nurse calls out, 120, and then everybody stops. The room builds with like tension. You heard the kids at once just go, we're gonna destroy the lives of one of these fat fuckers. This is gonna be amazing. So the nurse calls out, 125 pounds. I was like, no! 1 pound! The crowd went crazy. They were like tipping over desks, starting a fucking fire in the corner. They're just like, you're a Ricardo! Like, they're just like, Carlos did a victory lap, you guys. Fucking Carlos! He only made it 3/4 of the way before he passed out, but gotta give it to him. The kid had a lot of heart. It was an enlarged heart, but it was still a lot of heart. He's probably dead right now. So. He made fun of me after that. He's like... So now being single, it's different for me because I'm in my late 30s now, and I only dated when I was in my 20s. So I've noticed that even though I don't have kids, like as I got older, I slowly slipped into dad territory. I didn't even know this till the other day. I had a girl at the bar. She is ready to go, and she leans into me and she grabs me by my shirt and pulls me in, and she goes, "You know, my pussy's so tight. If you put a piece of coal in it, it makes diamonds." The 20-year-old Ricardo would have been like smooth and cool, just like, "Well, girl, call me Little John, because I'm about to get a grill." Yeah! Okay, 30-year-old dad Ricardo responded with, "Diamonds, huh? You know, once a month, those are blood diamonds. Huh? Very drunk, huh? Yeah. I mean, I laughed. She left, but I laughed. She left. Kids. One of the other things too, my ex-wife told me, she cheated on me. So one of the things she told me, the reason she cheated on me is because she felt guilty that I loved her more than she loved me. So I was like, yeah, that's called a relationship. Like every man loves their woman way more than the woman loves the man. Like, ladies, by round of applause, if you're with the man tonight that you love more than he loves you, clap your hands. Okay. Good. See all those women? Good for you, ladies. Ladies, see all every man look at that woman, their woman that clapped, and let her know you're gonna fuck her, leave her because she's crazy. That's a crazy woman. That's a woman that watches you sleep, man. You gotta get out of there. Have sex with her for 2 more weeks and then leave because you. But that's it, because as men, we have to protect you. We have to make sure that our offspring will go on. Women are selfish, and you're supposed to be. Because you're supposed to like have the kid and like raise it. This is just in evolution. Like, don't get all offensive, don't go PC on me and shit. I'm just saying, by nature, that's how nature works. And so it always confuses me, because have you ever watched the Titanic? There was never a woman on there, never, that was like, the boat's sinking, everybody on the women and children first. And no woman was like, oh, now you go, Frank. Go ahead, you go, I'll stay with the kids. It's like, women and children first. Us first? Fuck you, Frank. I'll see you later. You want me to leave a shoe? Maybe you can float on that, asshole. I better go. So now developing like connections with people is different. Because I've been out of the game for like 7 years. So I don't know, like I've been domesticated. Like I don't know what to do. I was in Las Vegas and this girl invites me to a play. I go to the play, we have a lovely time. Then afterwards, she's like, I have a gift card to this restaurant. So then she buys me a steak dinner. So now I'm like, yo, do I gotta fuck her? Like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like I gotta do something here. So I'm like, okay. So we go and we're getting ready to leave, and she goes, well, my suite is right over there. Okay, she definitely expects me to put out. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's a lot of pressure right now. So we start walking over, and she's looking for the key, and I just panic at this point because I'm like, I gotta have sex with this girl. Like, I don't know what to do. So I just like reached from behind her. I was like, okay, bye, thanks. And I hugged her, and then I ran away. And my friends were pissed because they knew who I was with, and they're like, wait, you didn't have sex with that girl? I don't think you understand, man. Like, the best way I can explain it to you is my dog. My dog has been with me for 6 years. She's been domesticated. Her instinct, though, is to kill birds. So one day we were outside in the house and she was chasing a bird, like her instinct tells her, and she caught it. But being domesticated for so long, she caught it and then just dropped it and was like, what the fuck do I do? Like, what is this? She's looking at me and she's like nudging it like, you gonna help me with this? I don't know what's going on over here. That's me with sex. Like, that's how, like, I chase the bird, and when I catch it, I'm like, what do I fucking do? Like, what do I do? Do I choke it? Do I choke? Don't choke. Oh, do choke it. We're into choking now. Okay. I've been out for 6 years. I didn't know that. I like telling that joke because I can tell who the slutty girls are. Like, yes, choking is in 2018. It's more of light pressure on the side. Don't use the thumbs. It's not actual choking, okay? If you can believe it, though, I actually am a speech pathologist for people with autism. So, yes, Like, why would I lie? That'd be like the worst job to make up. I'd be the biggest asshole if when you left, you're like, I didn't do that job. You saw me working at Chipotle. Like, that would be the worst. No, and I love it because going through tough times, like, that's why I'm envious of the clients I have, because sometimes being emotionless is such an amazing thing. And they can tell you things and they look at life in a different perspective. I'll give you an example. I'm working with this kid. He needs idioms because I don't know if anybody knows anybody with autism. They're very concrete thinkers. So if you tell them, hey man, it's raining cats and dogs out there, there better be fucking cats and dogs out there or you're gonna have an issue. So I'm trying to explain idioms to him, and he's 17 years old and he's 6'5", 260 pounds. He's a massive kid. So we're on the floor and we're working, and my female colleague comes in and she's like, hey Ricardo, and she's like, hey buddy, and he's like, hey. And then she leaves, and I'm like, okay man, it's time to go, let's go stand up. And I keep jotting the notes down, and he stands up, and of course he's wearing those like silky autism boy shorts every kid knows, you know what I'm talking about, like the silky Umbros that every kid with autism wears. He's like, stands up, and I'm writing my note, and I look up, and I'm just eye level with a massive erection. Like, it's huge. It's like Beowulf right now. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? And so I shoot up, and I'm like, hey man, what's going on there? And this is the best response I've ever seen anybody in such an awkward situation, because he looked at it and he goes, I forgot. I was like, how do you forget, man? I mean, I understand most of the blood is in that and not in your brain right now, but no. And so I'm telling him, like, you gotta sit back down. And he's like, no, I gotta go. Our session's over. It's like, no, you have to sit back down. He's like, no, I have to go. I was like, no, you gotta sit back down. And he starts to get agitated because the session's over. And he goes, no, listen, I gotta go see my mom. I'm like, you can't see your mom like that, man. I'm gonna get arrested. Like, no, sit down. Sit down. And then he starts to freak out. And he goes, finally, he just said something. He goes, no, listen, Mr. Ricardo. I was like, what? He goes, sometimes when life gives you lemons, you get a boner. And I was like, wow, that's a much better way to look at life than I thought. Shit. It's a great idea. And the last thing I'll say was I was working with another kid, and we were playing a semantic relationship game. And so he has to match the card that I match. So if I put tree, he's got to put like, oh, dog, because a dog likes to sniff around a tree. So we're playing the game, he's doing pretty well, and I put down the card marriage, and he puts down the card thief. I was like, nah, man, that doesn't make sense. Take that away. And he goes, it makes sense. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, take it away. He goes, no, it makes sense. I'm like, explain to me why it makes sense then. And he goes, and he just like puts his hands on the table, and he leans in real close, and he goes, because sometimes a thief will sneak into a marriage and steal everything you have. And I was like, Holy shit. This 8-year-old kid has a more realistic representation of what marriage actually could be than I do at 36. Like, I was starting to ask him for relationship advice. Like, do you ever think I'll find love? Who cares, Mr. Ricardo? People are stupid. I'm like, that's right. What should I do now that she's divorced me and dumped me? You have more time to play Minecraft. I'm like, you're a fucking genius. Stop going to therapy and just come to you, man. So, all right, you guys ready for a badass show? If you guys have Instagram, you can follow me at Ricardo Comedy. Make sure you keep your table talk to a minimum. And with that said, let's bring up your first comic. He's a super sweetheart. He's one of my favorites and just such a gentle soul. Please welcome Mr. Jonathan Gregory.
I was at the playground watching the kids, and someone was like, "Which one's yours?" And I was like, "I haven't decided yet."